If you want to sell Canva templates on Etsy, in particular, you want to sell social media templates, this video is for you. I'm going to show you exactly how I have made $31,000 selling these kind of templates over the past 18 months. I'm also going to share with you 5 tips on how to create a successful online business selling social media templates. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Lauren Keys, and on this channel, I share all things on selling Canva templates, creating digital products to sell on Etsy, and creating a successful digital product business. Selling Canva templates on Etsy has been one of my most favorite things to do, especially as a mum, because it's given me the freedom to stay at home with my daughter, work my own hours, and create a profitable side hustle. Now, I just want to throw in here that I have been an entrepreneur for the past decade, probably beyond that. And I know that makes me sound really old, but I'm only in my mid-30s. That's not too old. So I'm just telling you this because I've actually tried numerous types of businesses to find what works for me, what fulfills me, what brings me joy. And I have finally landed upon something where I'm using my gifts, my talents, and it just flows. So it's taken many years to finally find that sweet spot of what I want to, do as a business. So the journey has not been easy. Finding this, particular type of business to, sell Canva templates, it's not something that I set out to do. I didn't actually start an Etsy store to sell Canva templates. I originally went out and started an Etsy store selling printables, and I just found my heart wasn't in it. And somehow I stumbled across selling Instagram posts, just plain quotes. They weren't editable. I had no idea at the time that Canva templates was even a thing. Someone messaged me on Etsy and said, hey, these quotes that you've created, are they editable in Canva? And it's like a light bulb just like went off, and I'm like, what? You can edit these in Canva? And then that's when everything just sort of took a turn for the best, where it was like, oh my gosh, I've tapped into something here. This is so fun. This is so amazing.
Okay, so let's have a look at my dashboard for a sneak peek into my current sales. So as you can see, $31,000 there. Really happy with that. This has been a really great fun side hustle that I wasn't expecting to, have these kind of sales. It blows my mind. And so I'm just like, what else can I do here? So I definitely will be expanding beyond just Etsy. Like, I will have my Etsy shop, but I'm also going to have my own website soon and start playing off Etsy, because there's definitely a lot of potential here for selling Canva templates in particular. So I just want to show you some detailed stats as well. So as you can see here, we're in September, just past halfway there, 21st of September. So for this month, I've done almost $800 there in sales, which is pretty on track for, I usually do at least a minimum of $1,000 a month in my shop selling these templates. And I just want to show you that there, because I think that's important that you actually see that I'm like the real deal here. I'm not just making figures up. Okay, so how did I do this? So I'm just going to take you through some of my Canva templates that I have made, so that you can get a feel for what I've actually done here, because I believe it's super easy. And I'm just going to show you. So these are some Pinterest pin templates that I've recently made for my shop. Now, everything that I have created has been inside Canva, like literally everything. I have not purchased any graphics, any fonts outside of Canva to use in my templates. So you see all these images here, all these photos, all the backgrounds, all the text. This is all free, all within Canva. And, to find pictures that you want to use for your social media templates, all you do is you just go to Elements. So I'm just going to go back into that. Going to go into Elements, and you just type in where it says search elements. Like, so what's the theme? Let's just say your theme is like, you want to create some nutrition posts. Okay. So what you would do is type in, you could keep it simple and just go nutrition, see what comes up with that. I always like to filter and just put free on, because I am using a pro account. And see here, photos. You could use all these amazing photos here. They're free. Let's just say you were going to do like beauty templates of some sort. You could just like maybe some makeup posts. Just type in makeup or you could get more specific. Maybe you want to put in a makeup brush. And then have a look at the photos there. You could use all of these in your social media templates. And that's exactly what I have done for everything, all my Canva templates. It has really been that easy. And as you can see here, this particular photo, I like to put my photos inside frames. So what I mean by that is we go back to elements and we scroll back down here to frames. All I've done is just I've grabbed one of these. So I just want to show you really quickly what I mean by this. So to use the frames and put your images in them, we go to elements, and then I would choose a frame that I wanted to use. Let's say this one, for example. I would search for an image that I wanted to use. I'll use that one, for example, and you just drop it into that frame, and it's as simple as that. And that's pretty much how I have created all my social media templates using exactly what I have just shared with you. So here is an example of one of my very first set of Instagram posts that I sold on Etsy. They're just called mindset posts. And as you can see, it's just all text. That's all it was. Obviously I've upgraded my design since then, and I use images, and a lot of my posts are content rich, meaning a lot of my stuff contains actual content that people can use. I'm just showing you this so that you can see where I started from and how simple it was, and showing you how you can do all of this so easily in Canva. So that's how I used to do all my social media posts. Now I'm going to show you what I've upgraded to so you can see the journey. So now a lot of my designs, my Canva template designs, I use a lot of background images. I'm using different kind of fonts now. I'm using more photos. I find that people want photos in their posts. So, back in the day, selling just plain quotes, it was a thing, but I feel like that trend has sort of died off. So make sure you're including photos, images in your social media templates. So this is sort of, where I've gone, and I just play around, and, I get inspired by things I actually see on Instagram. And yeah, everything you see here is just all from within Canva, in elements, and it's all free.
And guys, if you are getting value from this video, hit that like button and subscribe. So how did I get my ideas? Well, truth be told, I actually did not watch any YouTube videos at the time. I wasn't using any of those softwares that show you, what's trending, what's selling like hotcakes, and what you should be selling. Instead, I went with what I was naturally passionate about, which was personal development at the time. So therefore, I just went and started making personal development posts around mindset and things like that. I started making mindset quotes, and I got my first sale, and I was super excited because I was like, oh my gosh, somebody just paid me for something that was so easy to make. My sales weren't great to begin with, but it was such a great starting point to get that first sale. I was just happy that people were buying my stuff and I wasn't using ads. Now, naturally, as more and more people visited my store, people started to send me questions, and they were asking for things like, hey, can you create this? Can you do things like this? And then I just went on and created those things, and then it just sort of snowballed from then on. When I say snowball, I meant it snowballed into a positive effect, where it was people would come and ask me for things, and I would go create that, and then it would just sell, and then that would lead on to my next inspired idea. Now, I personally do not like to rely on softwares to tell me what's, selling really well, what's trending. Those kind of softwares, they're great, they help. I have tried them, okay? I've tried Allura in the past, and I could go in and see exactly how much a product was making in a shop. I could see how much money a store was making. And so I got a little bit off track during that period there, because there was all this hype about it. And I learned from that, okay? I've gone back to basics. I've gone back to my original way of creating and doing things. because what I found was I would go and like use Allura, and there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's great. For me personally, I just stay away from all that sort of stuff now, because what happened was I would get all excited like, oh my gosh, this seller is making $10,000 a month selling this product. I would then go create that, hoping for results like that. So naive at the time, and yet it just wasn't working for me. And don't get me wrong, I made a few sales from using Allura, but it just made me think like, how accurate are these softwares? Because I was not making anywhere near what these sellers were making, and it just really proved a point of like, you're not seeing the full picture. You don't know how much they're spending on ads. You don't know the size of their audience outside of Etsy. So to rely on softwares like that to tell you, oh, go and make this thing, it's just like, I don't know, I don't vibe with it. It's not my thing, and it really just took me off track for a while, because for the effort to go in and create those products because they were so-called selling really well, I could have put that into something else to make money. So I've learnt my lesson there. Okay, so now it's time to share some tips on how to create a successful business selling social media templates. The first tip that I want to share with you for creating a successful online business selling social media templates would be simply to create your own designs. Now, why do I say this? Because there is this really popular thing at the moment to do with PLR products, okay, which stands for private label rights. And what this is there's a bunch of creators who go and create digital products for you, and then you're able to take those products and sell them as your own. There's nothing wrong with that. It helps people, especially if you're not very design savvy or creative savvy in that way. It can work only if you are going to change the product up in a unique way. What I see happening is a lot of sellers not really abiding by the terms and conditions of that particular PLR product, and they're just going out and selling the product as is. They haven't changed the branding. They haven't really gone and made it their own. And so you go into Etsy and there's a bunch of people who are selling the exact same thing. Like, they haven't even changed the colors. And it's like, you can't differentiate yourself like that, or your brand, when you're selling something that so many other people are selling. So if you're going to go along the route of PLR, make sure that you are abiding by the license terms, that you are changing things up so that it is unique. Okay, so it stands out and make it different. Otherwise, just create your own designs. I personally find that when you create your own digital products, there's so much fulfillment that comes with it. Personally, for me, I won't ever buy PLR products. I have no desire to, because I love creating digital products. I love creating templates. I love the design process. It's like my thing. So I will never do that. And I feel like for real creatives at heart, you will find your most joy and fulfillment when you actually create your own stuff. But in saying that, if you want to go down the PLR route, there's nothing wrong with that. Tip number 2 would be to find niches that are in demand. And when you find these niches, you want to smash out those listings. You want to create as many posts, stories, reels, reel covers, Pinterest pins. You want to create as many as you can for those particular niches. And guys, if that interests you and you want to know how you can create more types of social media posts, stories, or just social media templates in general, let me know in the comments below, because I would love to do a video on my strategy that I use for this that I don't see anybody else out there using. And I believe this has really helped me to create a successful social media template store, because I really utilize these niches. Like, I'm not just creating one product for each niche. I have a little system in place where I will niche down even further, so that when someone comes to my store and they buy something, they are buying more than one item most of the time. So if that interests you, just let me know in the comments and I'll do a video on that. Tip number 3 would be to upload at least one new item every single week. Now, when I was first starting out, I set a goal of creating at least one a week. So that was 4 a month, and that worked really well for me. Now that my shop is, obviously a little bit older, I don't know if a year and a half is old, I have decreased that, and I still make, at least $1,000 a month in my shop. So, and that's uploading maybe one new item a month now. But in the beginning, you want to be doing minimum 4. And if you don't have the time to do that, What you can do is just go take one of your templates, make a copy of it in Canva, and then simply go and change the colors, change the theme of it, and then there you go. That's a new listing there. Tip number 4 would be to actually go into Instagram, and you want to go search hashtags that are popular within the niche that you're going to create your social media templates for. This helped me tremendously in the beginning because I got a feel for what types of, content was trending, colors, pictures, fonts. This is such a great way to go and immerse yourself into what's actually popular at the moment. And then you can get ideas and then go and create content, go and create templates based on that. And then the last tip that I want to share with you is to be original with your ideas. So this is like pretty basic here, but you never want to copy anybody else's style, anybody else's work. It just doesn't work. You might see a store or a seller there who's, they're selling thousands of dollars worth of a particular type of template. You go and try to create it. It's not going to work for you in that way like it did for that person. That's that own person's original creativity and design. You have to be patient with the creative process because it's like you will find your own style, your unique style in time. When I first started, my Instagram posts were so basic. Like they are no longer in my store. I've deactivated them because they just don't fit, where I've gone. I've upgraded all my designs. But I started off really, really basic. And then, I would look at all these other sellers who were doing well and I admired their stuff. And then I remember I tried to go and emulate this one successful seller, and it just didn't work for me. And so I learned that I had to just be really patient with the creative process, just put things out there, and then over time you will see your unique style, and then that will really resonate with people, and then they know that they come to you for this particular look, feel, vibe, if that makes sense. Now, if you want to learn more about selling Canva templates on Etsy, you can check out these videos here. If you love this video, hit that like button and subscribe.